what's going on. And I do kind of semi understand it in a different way. Um, it's just hard to pick a good guy. You know, it's hard to pick a good guy sometimes. Hold on.
Breaking news, February 19th, 2026.
So we're going to let this dude talk about this.
Pulled together the biggest concentration of aerial and naval firepower in the Middle East
Biggest
since the
concentration.
2003 Iraq War. We're talking 2 carrier strike groups, dozens of F-22 Raptors arriving in Europe, F-35
So look, pay
strike
attention.
fighters, tankers.
Yo, basically, the U.S. is mobilizing in the way that we was mobilizing when it came to like Iraq, Afghanistan type shit. And we looking at Iran. Will Iran turn into another like Iraq?
AWACS, spy drones, the works basically, all positioning for what could be weeks-long.
Y'all people in military service,
so
get
top
ready.
Of the list for the Trump administration is
Get ready.
Devastating strikes against Iran should the Geneva nuclear talks stall over the enrichment, missiles, and the proxies like Hezbollah and Houthis. Because at this point, Iran's rhetoric is up to level 11, saying that they don't want to talk about the proxy.
They don't want to talk about nothing.
Missiles. Oh, those 2,000 ballistic missiles. Yeah. Those, we're not going to use those. Those aren't important. That's a rhetoric coming out of Iran. There's also joint drills being run with Russia. Closing the Straits of Hormuz partially is what Iran did a few days ago. Markets seem a little bit nervous with oil prices jumping a little bit, and sources are saying that strikes could kick off as early as this weekend if no deal lands. Let's talk about some of the latest headlines and the shocking rhetoric coming out of Iran. Iran-Russia drills amid U.S. carrier moves. Russia warns of escalating Iran tensions amid U.S. military buildup. So it's very interesting at this point. Russia is warning Iran. Typically, the rhetoric coming out of Russia
let's
is
pull
usually
in, my bad.
anti-West. It's usually
and let's get let's pull homie joint up here real quick, right?
That Russia's like, hey, Iran, hey,
all right, so let's go back.
Man. Like, we know you're our
right
stall over.
So now, yo, I don't know, bro. You know what's crazy? I done heard people in America talk about what Russia was gonna do to America, how Russia was gonna be handling America. Yo, bro, Russia having a hard enough time against Ukraine, gang. This the United States. Russia having a hard enough time against Ukraine, gang. We ain't worried about Russia. In the same way Russia told Venezuela, hey, yo, we got y'all back. Don't worry about it. And we came in there, scoop-a-doop, whoop-whoop-loop, got them up out of there. 3 hots in the cot to y'all leader. That's the same thing they was telling Iran. Russia back there telling Iran like, hey, yo, Iran, don't worry about it, gang. We got y'all. We gonna make sure y'all okay. America like, yo, we want a different regime. Seem like y'all people want a different regime. We don't even like how y'all running y'all own stuff. Now, you would get people in America that's like, yo, we need to mine out, da-da-da. But those same people think they on the side of human rights. If you think you on the side of human rights, yeah, you on Twitch, you on TikTok, y'all think y'all on the side of human rights, don't y'all? I know y'all think y'all on the side of human rights. Well, if y'all on the side of human rights, there's some humans around the world that need regime change. How many of y'all with it? How many of y'all with the regime change in Iran? America, I'm talking about like if we got to move troops, if we had to move troops into Iran, what they gonna start saying about Trump? If we gotta start to move troops into Iran, what's gonna start getting said about Trump? Now pay attention to how Russia already backpedaling. Listen and pay attention to how Russia already backpedaling.
the enrichment, missiles, and the proxies like Hezbollah and Houthis, because at this point, Iran's rhetoric is up to level 11, saying that they don't want to talk about the proxy armies or the missiles. Oh, those 2,000 ballistic missiles, yeah, those, we're not going to use those. Those aren't...
Yeah, America like, hey, yo, what's up with them 2,000 ballistic missiles? What y'all plan on doing with those? We need to talk about that. I ran like, now we ain't talk about none of that. We good. We got our joints. We ain't using them right now. Y'all all right. We don't want to talk about those. Yo, what about the rebels that y'all funding and all that? What about the chaos and stuff y'all causing all around the globe? We not trying to talk about that neither, said the Iranian leadership.
What's wrong with you? What's wrong
That's
with
what
you?
they said. That's
What's
what the
wrong
Iranian
with you?
leadership said.
What's wrong with y'all? You niggas are crazy.
What about all this nuclear grade proliferation with the stuff they call, like, what about that? They're like, we don't want to talk about that neither. America like, what the U.S. like, word? Y'all want to talk about that? Respectfully.
Those aren't important. That's the rhetoric coming out of Iran. There's also joint drills being run with Russia. Closing the Straits of Hormuz partially is what Iran did a few days ago. Markets seem a little bit nervous with oil prices jumping a little bit, and sources are saying that strikes could kick off as early as this weekend if no deal lands.
Early
Let's
as
talk
this
about
weekend,
some of the
maybe.
latest headlines and the shocking rhetoric coming out of Iran. Iran-Russia drills amid
Imagine
US
America
moves.
and Iran
Russia
at
warns
war
of escalating Iran tensions
this
amid
weekend.
U.S. military buildup. So
Yeah.
it's very interesting at this point. Russia is warning Iran. Typically, the rhetoric coming out of Russia is usually anti-West. It's usually anti-U.S. So
Slide
very
out.
interesting at this point that Russia's like, hey, Iran, hey, calm down, man. Like, we know you're our friend, but at the same time,
Russia
we really
like,
don't
yo,
want you
calm
getting in a
down,
fight
gang.
with Uncle
Chill
Sam
out.
because it's not going to go well for you, and we probably aren't actually going to step in. In my opinion, that's kind of what Russia is saying. If they were to step in, likely what we would see from Russia would be more of just a supportive role, dropping off equipment, kind of like what we've seen China do, where China's like, no, we're supporting you, little buddy. Go ahead, yeah. Good luck with this fight. Here's some surface-to-air missiles, and here's some surface-to-air missile radars. Go ahead, yeah.
Yeah, we gotta
test these
slide out. We
for
ain't
us,
getting no
and then just
restrictions
report back
tonight.
before the Ayatollah's palace is turned into a parking lot, okay? Just
So-
send us a text, let us...
So basically, Russia like, look, won't y'all calm down? Russia telling Iran, hey, yo, calm down, homie. Calm down before this thing go to where it go to. This what Russia is telling Iran. Iran like, yo, we not calming nothing down, bro. Hey, man, we don't care about them kufas, man. We don't care about them busters in America, man. They ain't praising right. Them people in America ain't been raised right. We ain't calming nothing down. Russia like, we got y'all. Iran like, didn't y'all tell Venezuelan leadership that y'all had them too? They like, yeah, but that's different. Don't worry about it. We got y'all.
Know how these
Allegedly.
radars did. Don't worry. I'm sure everything will go fine. And then here's a wild card adding even more heat right now. President Trump on Truth Social said he's been telling Prime Minister Keir Starmer of the UK that leases are no good when it comes to countries and that he is making a mistake by entering a 100-year lease with whoever it is, claiming the right title and interest to Diego Garcia, a strategic location in the Indian Ocean. He's blasting President Keir Starmer of the
And if people don't know, if you look up the island Diego Garcia, America got like a wild top secret base there. It's like, y'all know where Madagascar at? Keep going over towards Asia. Y'all know all them little islands out, start, but keep going back a little bit towards the middle. And they got an island there, strategically, with wild stuff ready to launch and turn up on people. So everything is already in line, and Trump ain't playing. Trump not want let nobody stand in his way. Hey, look. Y'all see how we just ran up in Venezuela? Shit. What Big Trump ain't done. Cause we about to run up in Iran. And nobody better not get in our way. Not even the UK. I
Over
feel like that's the
Cabo
energy here.
Island deal. The UK government
Feel like
is
that's the
pushing
energy here,
forward,
gang.
potentially transferring sovereignty
Talk
of the
to me.
Chagos archipelago to the Mauritius while securing a
Brush your hair with
99-year
Meezy.
lease on
Make
the
it look
massive
easy,
joint
chill.
US-UK base
Come
on
on, man.
Diego
Y'all ain't really
Garcia.
ready, though. Really
To me,
ready,
it's
man.
kind of like when the UK negotiates.
Talk to
they're
me.
Like, oh, we live in a world of rainbows and butterflies. Everybody's just eating candy and not getting fat.
My
all day
flash
long.
code.
They're not really thinking strategically. I don't get a lot of strategic mindedness out of the UK at this point, and the Brits are just cool people. I enjoy the Brits a lot, but at the end of the day, negotiation is huge, and when it comes to securing an island that's one of the greatest force projection islands in the world, you got to take a tough position, and it looks to me that's what the Trump administration is doing. But here's where it gets really wild.
We don't care about
Trump
that.
goes on to say, should Iran decide to not make a deal, it may be necessary for the United States to use Diego Garcia and the airfield located in Fairford in order to eradicate a potential attack by a highly unstable and dangerous regime. And
Hey, yo, they really want regime change. Or for somebody to get in pocket, right? So it's not just about regime change. It's like, yo, we want somebody that's going to do the right thing when doing business with us. So many people out here get to criticizing Trump and just America, especially right now, bro. But sometimes we could be blinded by how we feel about particular politicians, right? So we so blinded by how we feel about particular politicians that you don't even know when somebody might strategically be making a move that's going to benefit you. Yo, bro, a lot of times hate come with poverty. Hate come with dissatisfaction. Hate come with being poor. And you know when people do shit like that, you'll fuck around, start standing in your own way. You can't even shake the hate off enough to allow yourself to like benefit or have some opportunity.
What's wrong with you?
I don't even understand
What's wrong with
y'all,
you?
man.
What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you?
Yo, like
You
this
niggas are
video.
crazy.
If you're on Twitch right now, you disagree. If you're on TikTok right now, you disagree. Put it in the comments. They say that help with the algorithm and all that. Put toss the joint up like it's supposed to be. Yo, make it. You in the kitchen? You in the kitchen? Y'all here? Let me get one of them caimans. Me a caiman. I'm about to wrestle a wild caiman out here on y'all. G. Y'all want to see my pet caiman? I'm about to show y'all my pet caiman, man. Who else doing that on TikTok? Who else about to show y'all they pet caiman on TikTok? What, my pet caiman?
Yes. As an advisory.
Okay, all right.
Rather you open
All right, well, I'm going to pour it in my joint. My bad, I'm not going to show it, though. It's a Cayman Jack. It's not a pet Cayman. It's a Cayman Jack. Talk to me. So, but I did see this, and I said to myself, I said, yo, I really do think we headed in a different direction. What do people think the excuse? What do people... All right, so look. The average person, right? All this different stuff that's going on, all these different things that Trump is doing. Why is Trump engaging in this type shit? Why? Yo, they said Trump was down in the polls crazy. Is Trump down in the polls with the ladies? Cause if Trump down in the poll with the ladies, then he probably should hire me in that cabinet. I just walk behind him brushing my hair like this. Like, yeah, they be like, oh, what's going on with the president? I'll be like, listen, ladies, check this out. Until the end of time, Trump truly adores you. Nah. But honestly, is anyone thinking that Trump might be trying to help the economy recover, or we not thinking like that right now? We just like, nah,
attack would potentially be made on the UK as well as other friendly countries. Prime Minister Starmer should not lose control for any reason of Diego Garcia. And that brings up a great point. Because
if you don't know what Diego Garcia, you don't know what's going on, ask your questions in the chat, whether you're on TikTok, whether you're on Twitch.
The UK's military is a terrorist organization. And the UK said that the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps is a terrorist organization as well. And Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps is a distinction I want to make in this video.
Okay.
Special thanks to a viewer out there who made that distinction because the IRGC doesn't represent the people of Iran. Their number one goal is to protect the Ayatollah's fiefdom and keep him in his golden palace and keep him on.
So I think that some people get it mixed up when we start talking about regime change, right? Like, you know how we complain about our politicians, right? In some of these other countries out here, what people think Trump want to do, what some of y'all think Trump actually want to do, people already been did this in these countries, right? So you got people that's like, yo, bro, this person been in power for 15 years over here. This person been in power for 20 years over there, bro. Scamming and jamming. The people was hungry. The people really poor. Like I always be saying, how many people gonna starve to death in America? Everybody watching this in some capacity probably waste some kind of food every day. So yeah, America is a great country. America is a hell of a country. We so spoiled, we just feel like shit could never go backwards. And that's not the case. So when they talking about like the Iranian Defense Forces, what they really saying is, look, the people ain't rocking with the Iranian Defense Force. That they solely there to protect the regime, but the people don't want them. Which would be like saying like, yo, the military don't rock with the American people. The military is here to strictly protect the politicians. We don't look at it like that. That's actually not going on in America. We don't have to worry about things like that. But there are places where that's going on. So sometimes when people like, no, leave it alone. America should mind their business. Just let this happen. Just let this go on. Hold on. What about human rights? I thought a bunch of y'all was into the human rights, right? Y'all like that human rights shit, right? What about going out and defending man? What about defending people from other places? And oh yeah, what if they got a resource or a commodity over there we might could put our hands on and boost our economy?
His golden crapper. That's the number one goal of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. They are not the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps because, again, they're not standing up for the free people in Iran who want freedom and who want to be out of the thumb of the religious extremists. So when it comes to these fighter jets,
religion should run no country.
Really right now, hanging on what
religion should run no country.
I
don't care.
It looks like a bit of
what religion you is. I don't care what religion you is. I don't care what you believe in. Religion should not run no fucking country. And we're gonna talk about religion tonight because it's all about war and worship tonight. So we're going to get back to this Pastor T.D. McNutt, the apostle, Dr. Apostle, Evangelist, Pastor, Deacon T.D. McNutt. We're going to get to him. We all on war and worship. But I don't think that religion should run no country, bro. Religion running the country has not worked. We talk a lot about, communism. It just don't work. Communism don't work no matter how they tried it. It just don't work. No, we don't need a Christian country. We don't need a Muslim country. We can have countries that's predominant of those people of those faiths. But I don't think that the faiths should start to interfere into actual policies, the government. Nobody don't get in there and put down no rules that you got from no religious book, bro. Humans out here losing their mind. We don't need nothing with religion involved in running of no country.
has been made, but again, Iran is saying nothing is on the table except for the nuclear program. President Trump has demanded full compliance, no more uranium enrichment.
Trump say some say he tired of talking. I'm tired of talking, yo. I'm tired of talking to y'all, man. Just do what I say.
U.S. response
slide out of here so I don't catch some sticks on TikTok.
To back the diplomacy with steel. The USS Abraham Lincoln is on station in the Arabian Sea.
The USS Abraham Lincoln on deck.
The USS Gerald R. Ford, the newest, most advanced supercarrier, is steaming there and it should be there any minute. It hasn't arrived already. Expect those two to add up and add a huge force multiplier of strike power and air power with both of those carriers in the region. But Iran's not backing down quietly. Literally at this point, Russia is like, hey, Iran, yeah, you might be getting a little too big for your britches. You might want to tone things down just a little bit because, again, Russia, an ally of Iran, an ally to a point, is basically seeing the writing on the wall. Their intelligence services are seeing this massive buildup of U.S. forces, and Russia's like, hey, Ayatollah.
Yo, bro, I think sometimes the way people feel about America, like, you know, like, yo, bro, America is one of those countries where you could just, like, we allowed to talk shit in America. You allowed to just say, you allowed to just get up and denounce any politician, any governor, you allowed to say whatever you want. Everywhere ain't like that. In some of these places, they'll pop your melon back. Peel your joint right on up. You will not survive. So, yo, I've been saying, like I said, if I'm asking the average black person, right? If you black and you watching, if you on TikTok watching this, right? If you African American, you're on TikTok, or if you seeing this right now on Twitch live. At any point, if you see this on Facebook, YouTube, or clip, wherever you see this at, if you African American, do you look at yourself like an American? If you black, do you look at yourself like you are American first, or you look at yourself like you black first? Because you might just be getting a little confused, right? You know how everybody got a family, you got somewhere to be. You at your family reunion, right? But imagine if you at the reunion, but it ain't your family. Imagine you walking into your job, but that ain't really where you work at. What's gonna happen? You ain't gonna like things. You ain't gonna understand stuff. You gonna have complaints. But if I was to ask a person like, hey, where would you want to go, right? But, oh, no, because people already mess it up. Who, America mess it up? Spain, who mess up? Spain, Portugal, who? England, France? Where you want to go if you don't want to be American? Because you see people sneaking in every day that want to take your place. They're like, you don't want to be American? I'm down to be an American. Now, when you start to oppose a particular side, whenever you start to oppose somebody, what happens? They begin to oppose you. You said Europe is problematic right now, Mikhail? I mean, I think it's a lot of things in Europe that's problematic. I think Europe, especially when you're talking about like Germany and different, I think relying on Russia for anything is wild. I think the politics in general in the UK is outrageous right now. Like, I don't even understand. Like, yo, bro, I don't know what happened in the UK. Like, I don't get it. But I think overall, Europe just might be a little tense too. Especially anything bordering over there by Russia, like a Finland. I think with all the hoopla and the talk, everybody is thinking about some kind of World War III shit going on. But what I actually think is happening is China won't take Taiwan. I think that's a high possibility. We seem to not really be interfering in the whole Ukraine-Russia thing, but it seemed like, I'm not saying without support that Ukraine will continue at this rate, but it seemed like Russia is really struggling, right? You seen what's going on with America and Venezuela. I think we about to start quartering up this globe. Hey, we gonna do things over here the way we want to do things. You doing what you want to do. It might be taking a step back. You said lots of taxpayers' money is going elsewhere instead of the welfare of actual citizens. In America, in Europe, a lot of successful people, a lot of millionaires and billionaires is moving out of these places, going to Dubai, Qatar, Saudi Arabia. And so let me ask you this, Mikhail. Do you think it should be a tough criteria or tough stipulations on who should receive welfare? Or like any kind of subsidies, right? Because look, it don't just be the politicians scamming on tax money. It be the regular, everyday, average citizen trying to scam on tax money. Do you think this is... Really think about this question, Mikhail. And if you're watching on TikTok, wherever you at, think about this. Is this a system problem? Is this a government problem? Or is this a human problem? Like, say all right, let's do our hands away. Mikhail, you come up with a system in the government. Now you come up with a system in the government. How you gonna handpick the humans that you know, oh, this person is super trustworthy. This person won't even skim a little bit off the top. Because sometimes that's how it's happening, bro. It's a whole bunch of people thinking they skimming a little bit. And put all them little bits together and it equal out to a lot. Are you from Europe or are you from America? It's a human problem. Do we think that half the things that Donald Trump is doing right now, he's doing because he got like animosity? He feel like some of them other politicians is his ops, right? And it'll just keep swinging and going back and forth. But who are the people? Who represents the people? You said, I think most of the system is engineered so that it works if the citizens are honest. You mean you would want to create a system like that? Every system will work. All rules work. I love rules, bro. Okay, that's out of bounds. If all of us step there, that's out of bounds for all of us, yeah. But you always gonna have somebody that want to cheat. Think about humans. Humans will start to cheat at shit that don't make no sense. A person has spent thousands of dollars to get some equipment to cheat on a video game. Somebody want to cheat a person that's not even as good at them and on Fortnite to kill them to feel good about themselves. Sometimes humans start to feel good just because they got over. I was saying to somebody the other day, right? Say you walk in a gas station with a $20 bill. You spend $11 out that 20, but the cashier busy messing up the math and just but still give you $15 back as if you spent $5. You might walk out feeling like you done came up. Woo-wee! Do you turn around and be like, hey, you gave me the wrong change? You might want to turn somebody's wallet back in. Some people might do it with the money. Yo, they got to get their ID and stuff back. Some people might do it without the money, right? But do you turn around if the cashier and Target give you extras? Walmart? Oh, it's big business. They can afford it. So everybody might have a little bit of that in them. Right? Everybody might want to have a little extra. But the thing that everybody don't have in them for sure is hard work, motivation, sacrifice, discipline, dedication. That a lot of people have different answers depending on the upbringing.